Hello, 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 guys. Welcome back to T2SMC Trader. How are you all? Hope everyone is good. And I also hope that you guys can hear me. If everything is good, please let me know that. And we'll start with the calendar, then we'll go to the price section. Hope this gonna be a good week. Not like last week. Last week was a bit difficult to trade, even though last 2 days was good. But first 3 days was really so complicated, difficult to me. So I hope this week will be better because of the calendar. I can see that there is not even single important news. Like we have FOMC, but it doesn't have any kind of conference. So I think it will be a good week. Except Wednesday morning session, it will be good. But let's see first if you guys can hear me. Hello, Sharada. Good evening, brother. Please let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Who else is over here? Is there anyone else? By the way. Okay, 9 people are watching, so please let me know. Okay, Uchuk. Good morning, brother. How are you all? Hope everyone is good. Uh Price action, right? Lately, it's gonna be a bit difficult for this year because of the Middle East conflict as well as the World Cup. A lot other things was there, but eventually, I think we are going to get some beautiful price action after August. So this week should be good. Next week is gonna be difficult again. I hope, but this week should be good. However, if you watch this daily chart for Nasdaq right now, like it is one-sided. I love to trade one-sided market where the market is just one-sided. It is clear that market is going to go for something very specific. For example, here I have this buy-side liquidity, which is really so beautiful, so clean. Market didn't leave any short of sell-side liquidity from the daily chart. So I think it's gonna be very easy way to trade the buy-side liquidity. I mean, market will go toward that buy-side liquidity and more importantly to the all-time high. If I see other market like YM, it has already built a new all-time high. Yes, it has already built a new all-time high. Like almost every single other market has already built the all-time high. So to me, this Nasdaq is also going to build a new all-time high. Nothing is going to stop it except some consolidation can happen the next week. Otherwise, it should be really a good week. From the daily chart, I can see there is a small gap which I'm going to mark right now around that area. So this is a small gap. I was interested to see a gap to be here, like some sort of gap will be there. And if the market can leave that gap open. Now, actually, this gap has started from this volume imbalance. So there is a very small new day opening gap around that area. I mean, this candle closed, this candle open. There is a very new small volume imbalance. So the real gap is actually from here to here, but for the sake of this conversion, I'm just going to mark this small gap, like this candle week high and the week low. This small area is perfectly balanced, except this volume imbalance. And also this area is absolutely balanced. So just this small gap, I'm just going to watch. And I'm also interested to see that does it really interested to trade this gap at first before going higher to take this buy side liquidity, or does it really would love to leave this gap open? So if it can leave it open, that is cool. But I highly appreciate if it can trade this gap at first, then go for this buy side liquidity. That is highly appreciated. Now, in other word, I really would love to see this gap to be open. Like market is not going to fill this gap 100%, but just remember the gap is actually from here. So it has a very big range. So even if it closed this small gap, it doesn't mean that the whole gap is closed. So there is a small volume imbalance resided here. So I don't think so this whole gap will be closed 100%. Otherwise, if it trade this gap and then go higher for this buy side liquidity, that is really a best case of scenario for me. Would love to go for a weekly chart before going for the hourly chart. So this is the weekly candle. Now, first of all, I really don't like to mark this type of candle for the TGIF, but I love to mark this type of candle for my TGIF. So as you can see here, this is a very prominent candle and really so beautiful candle. That was the TGIF line, 30%, 20%, 30%. These two line is also over there. Friday market didn't finish the TGIF. Then Monday, Tuesday market has traded the TGIF at first, then started to go higher. So I really love to mark the TGIF for this type of candle, but this candle is bit difficult to mark the TGIF because it has a very long wick, small body. but still this is the TGIF lines. You can see here, this is the upper quadrant. I mean, sorry, that 30%, 20%, 30%. So I think this market will trade these two line, any of these two line, and more importantly, this gap. Remember from the daily chart. More importantly, to this gap, it will come over there. Then it will start to go higher for this buy side liquidity. So first, my target is to look for this TGIF, even though it's not like so much obvious to me. But as I have this daily gap from the daily chart around that area, so I'm really interested to see this market to fall and trade this gap at least this two quadrant level to build a wick for that specific candle. There is no wick. Okay, so market open started to go higher. So I need a wick here. So market will trade any of this area and then it will start to go higher and it will go target this buy side liquidity. That is my expectation so far from the daily chart. Now I can be wrong. Again, this is all the perception. This is all the plan. I'm going to plan for this week and then I will see if I find something more beautiful rather than this. For example, if it really started to fall and take this low, then I will start to target this volume imbalance over here. That is a different case of scenario. Right now, to me, I wanna see this market to fall, trade this bullish gap or at least any of these two line, then go higher for this buy side liquidity without trading any of this line. I don't know, is it going to tap to this 20%, then go for this buy side? 30%, then go for this buy side? Going to trade this gap, then go for the buy side? Or is it really keep falling? I have no idea. But whenever it will come here to the upper quadrant, I mean, sorry, the 20%, I will start to look for buy from there. If I don't get the buy from there, I'll start to look for buy from here. If I don't go get the buy from there, I'll start to look for buy from there. If it is broken, then maybe I'll just say, okay, today is not a good day for me. I'll wait for tomorrow. I'll come back tomorrow, then I'll try to trade tomorrow. Okay, so something like that. I'm not interested to go both sided, like buy, sell. No, I'm not interested to go for that. Now I'm interested to go one sided. Like why one sided? Because the daily chart is clearly telling me this buy side liquidity is the next target for the market. The all time high is the next target for the market. So as it is clearly telling me that, I want to hold my bias for the bullish. Some days will be bearish, and those days maybe I'll take some small losses, or maybe like I'll not get any kind of trade. That's all. Otherwise, maybe I'll be lucky and maybe I'll be survive with a small profit. Like I'll try to get some retracement and then fall in a bearish days. Okay, well, while there will be some bearish day, I'll try to catch some retracement and I'll be lucky and I'll get that retracement, maybe something like that. But overall, I'm extremely bullish as long as this market is not going to take this low. So as long as this low is not going to be taken, I'll keep looking for the buy for this buy side liquidity. If this low is taken, then I'll start to look for this volume imbalance as my target, next target, because this is the liquidity voided, not liquidity void. This is a small volume imbalance. So some kind of new week opening gap that can be a magnet, but it will be only valid if the market fall and take this low over here. After that, I'll start to think about this volume imbalance. Otherwise, every day I'm just bullish for this buy side liquidity, and finally for the all time high, then I'll start to look for the standard deviation level. Now, from the hourly chart, if you guys remember, that was the high that has created a buy side liquidity on Friday. So I was interested to see this buy side to be taken around there. Okay, so that was the buy side that has been created below this extreme buy side liquidity. That was the buy side that has been created on Friday. If you guys remember, around here, cleared this obvious liquidity and then left this buy side liquidity. I just told that I'm interested to take the buy. So while it was falling, right? Remember, it was falling, it was falling, it was falling. What did I say? I don't want to see this low to be taken. Why this low should not be taken? Because I was expecting some kind of bullish gap to be created. Now, while it was falling, I just told that, okay, don't worry, let it go everything. Okay, just mark this gap here and just let the market to retrace either of these 50% or the lower quadrant, anything, any of this level, let him retrace. So you can see it came exactly to the 50% of this hourly gap. Now, first of all, I'm going to remove this TGIF line because I'm not interested to keep it on my chart right now. Just this daily bullish gap will be there, but it tapped to the 50% of this hourly gap. And from the 15-minute chart, where was that 15 minute? Yeah, so around there. Okay, so it has closed the bullish gap, the entry bullish gap, left this gap open, like breakaway gap is open over there. Trade the whole bullish gap, closed it, and then started to go higher before the market open. Today market has already cleared this high, old high, not one time, like it has taken one more time one time is not appropriate to think about the fall. So one time has taken the old high, which is here around that area. This old high has already been taken one time and then fall, take more one more time. So right now I'm more interested to see, can it keep falling and go for this volume imbalance. Above this volume imbalance, I have some sort of sorry, not volume imbalance, daily bullish gap. I have some 20%, 30%. So I'll keep looking for that. First, I'm going to mark the new week opening gap. So this is the new week opening gap. That is the first area. Maybe this market will go higher from this new week opening gap. I don't know, so I'm gonna mark this new week opening gap and make it like this way, lock it. New week opening gap, going to remove this hourly gap, and below this new week opening gap, have the last gap around that area from the hourly 15-minute chart. Okay, so this 15-minute chart, I'll mark it later. I would love to say this market, even if it failed to come here, it will come at least to this new week opening gap and then start to go higher for the new buy side liquidity. In the meantime, I'll look on my left. Did it leave any sort of buy side liquidity? Okay, so this buy, this high, did it leave any sort of buy side liquidity? If I have any sort of buy side liquidity, this buy is valid. If I don't have any sort of buy side liquidity around that area, I'll keep looking for the sell for this daily bullish fair value gap. Okay, so let's see what do I have over here. On my left, I can see there is another swing high around that area. Okay, a very nice, beautiful swing high. So I'm going to mark that swing high, and I'm gonna go on my right hand side to see did it build the buy side liquidity or not. So all of you can see that it has built another relatively equal high. So another buy side liquidity. After clearing short period of buy side liquidity, clear it one more time, market is falling. When it will come here to this new week opening gap, I'll start to look for buy for this buy side liquidity. If it went through this new week opening gap, I'll start to look for sell for this volume, I mean this daily bullish fair value gap. Now, to be honest, this sell is more risky because like I don't have any sell side liquidity. Okay, I have sell side liquidity around that area, which is actually too far from the market. I mean, from right now the market is around that area, so I really don't think that it is coming for this sell side liquidity, this low, that low, relatively equal lows. Of course, it can come for that, but I really don't think that it will come for this sell side liquidity. But the sell is more risky because I have the buy side liquidity. I could think about the sell more confidently when the new week opening gap is broken, like body is going to close below this, I could look for the sell if it would leave some sort of sell side liquidity around that area. But definitely it didn't leave any sort of sell side liquidity around that area. So it is a bit risky to think about a sell. Otherwise, you know, taking buy is more beautiful if it retraces from the new week opening gap and from that area. This is contradictory with the daily chart. So from the daily chart, if you go for the daily chart, from the daily chart, it seems like that market is coming for this daily bullish fair value gap. Okay, so it's something like market is targeting this daily bullish fair value gap. From 15-minute chart, I don't have any sell side liquidity, which is holding this daily bullish gap. Okay, the daily bullish gap is holding some sort of sell side. I don't have that. So to be honest, targeting this area is more risky. Instead of that, targeting this buy side liquidity is more easier for me because it's a resistance zone. Again, maybe market will keep falling or maybe it will keep going higher. We have to react with the market. So when the market will be here, like here, it's short. I mean, some kind of internal liquidity has been cleared around that area, relatively close, even though it's a shallow run, which is a obvious liquidity. So it is more easy for me to think like this way. It is going to clear this shallow run, unfinished business, trading this new week opening gap, then go for this buy side liquidity. This is more easier for me to think. What else do I have around that area? If you go to this weekly chart, and after coming to this weekly chart, this is that weekly candle. Again, the TGIF is not that good, but still this TGIF line is aligned here, okay, with the new week opening gap. So the new week opening gap is aligned with the 20% of the TGIF, just a bit below of this new week opening gap high, sorry, low, just a bit below. So there will be a bit violation of the new week opening gap, and then go for this buy side liquidity. This is more easier for me to think in this market. Everything is probability, so we have to work with the probability. Now, thinking about buy is absolutely shit to me without tapping to this new week opening gap. If it doesn't tap over here, instead of that market open, started to go higher for this buy side liquidity, is gonna be a day where I'm not going to take any sort of trade. Or maybe this is very rare, but maybe from 1 minute chart, there will be some sort of consolidation. Market will clear that consolidation, trade some sort of 50-minute bullish gap, Market structure shift from on a minute chart, fair value gap. Maybe I'll go for this trade. I don't know about this trade, but it's highly risky for me to take that buy as long as it's not trading some sort of bullish period, which is the most obvious bullish period. To be honest, to me, that is the new week opening gap. Still, the market didn't trade this one. And again, the little violation of this daily, I mean, sorry, this new week opening gap is going to send the market until this last gap from the 15-minute gap, which is aligned with the 20% of the new week, weekly TGIF line. So 20% is aligned with this last fair value gap from the 15-minute chart. However, by anyhow, I'm more interested to look for sell at first for this new week opening gap. After reaching over here, I'm more interested to take the buy for this buy side liquidity. It is the general idea right now before the market open around 9:30. After the market open around 9:30, if I see something else, for example, market actually went through this and it's extremely bearish, something like this type of thing happens, maybe I'll start to think about the sell from that area. Okay, so maybe it will come here, then it will respect this new week opening gap, then it will take this low again. There will be some kind of 50-minute bearish gap or hourly bearish gap, and then I'll start to think about the sell from there to until that area, which is very slowly. It's I don't think so. It is going to happen. Okay, to be honest, at least not today. So tomorrow is the manipulation day. It is more importantly, it can happen tomorrow. Overnight big run that can cause the morning session sloppy, choppy, not sloppy. Sorry, choppy. So actually, not big run. It's a 171 handle. So I can consider this is not a big run, right? Yeah, we can consider that this is not a big run. 171 handle is not a big run. So let's see how this market is going to open around 9:30 and how it is going to react with the price action or the with PDRS, which is here right now. I don't have any bearish cap. So let me go to the hourly chart to see if I do have any bearish cap. Okay. So maybe this hourly candle is going to close here somewhere around 10 a.m. New York local time. Then after it around 9:30. Okay, what is going to happen around 9:30 to 10? Market is going to consolidate something like this around 9:30 to 10. Okay, after 10, market is going to trade this gap. There will be a bearish gap from the hourly chart. It will trade this bearish gap, then it will fall for to take this obvious sell side liquidity. This low has taken over here with a shallow run. Obvious liquidity will come to this new week opening gap after 10, and then it will target this buy side liquidity. Like it is like something we dream on. If it happens like that way, 9:30 to 10 consolidation, not Judas swing, consolidation. After 10, market is going to trade the bearish gap from the hourly chart. After trading the bearish gap, market is going to target the obvious sell side liquidity, which is over here, and more importantly, the new week opening gap. And we are going to get an entry opportunity, sell entry over there. That is something like I dream. I dream if it happens like that way. And if I miss this trade, when it will come here, I'll start to look for buy as long as it's not going to prove me wrong and market is not going to keep falling for the new week of this daily bullish gap or maybe the last fair value gap from the 15-minute chart or hourly chart, TGIF line, like if it doesn't show me like that way. I think that's all for the pre-market analysis and the way I think this is going to work. That is the way it is going to work. The worst case of scenario, market will open and maybe it will just keep falling or it will just keep going ahead and take the buy side liquidity without giving me any sort of entry opportunity. That is the worst case of scenario. But if it happens like this, that is also good. I mean, I think I'll be able to trade this market. That's cool, brother. Before reading your comment, I would love to show you this Apex offer. I mean, they are giving us a beautiful, beautiful offer, to be honest. Right now, Apex Trader funding $49 all in for 50K intraday account. No activation fees, nothing. For 100K intraday account, just $59. No activation fees. Okay, it's too much cheap. So 100K account for 59, 50K account for $49. No activation fees, nothing. Also, we have 90% off all standard eval account. Every intraday price action is gonna cost you like $59. So, for example, you're not interested about 50K intraday account, which is going to cost you $49, no activation fees, or maybe 100K account, no activation fees. It's gonna cost you $59. You're not interested about that. So you will be able to buy any kind of account with 90% discount. Any kind of account. For example, 50K account is going to cost you maybe $19. If I'm not wrong, it will cost you 19 or $20 maximum. And when you will pass it, you have to pay just $59 activation fees. So overall, it's like $80, something like that. Okay, so $80, you'll be able to get a 50K funded account. And if you go for the like 50K intraday account with no activation fees, that's going to cost you only $49. So either way, This is really a good deal. Just make sure you have used the code T2T. Okay. That is really awesome. If I get 100 likes today, I'll make a giveaway today as well. Okay. So if I get 100 likes, I'm gonna make another giveaway from Apex account. If I don't get it, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, I'll keep asking you guys to push the like button. If I get it, I'm gonna do the giveaway. Whenever I'll get 100 likes, I'll make a giveaway. Now let's read some of your comment. We have 4 minutes left before the market open. So I hope I'll see some good comment, not any kind of haters will be here. Uchuk, all clear. I read your comment. You can hear me. Thank you, Sharada. Suzivan, good morning, brother. How are you? How are you, man? Uchuk, good morning, brother. Thanks for the penguin, brother. Chatur, good morning, brother. Ali Jali, any problem on sound? Okay, you didn't listen to me anything until now? Okay, but Sharada and Uchuk told that everything was clear. I think it's in your side, brother. Hey, Tamimi, good morning. Kindly take a moment to smash that like button and hit subscribe. Thank you so much, brother. Suzivan, good morning, brother. Extreme feeder, like, thank you so much, man. Please push the like button. That's all I'm asking for. Alizali solved. Okay, so you can hear me. That's cool, man. Don't you please don't do that. Make it three times, okay? Either 3 times, either 5 times, either 7 times, but not 2 times, 4 times, or 6 times, okay? Don't you? Please. Guys, push the like button. Please do that. And please let me know that to the comment box. What is your bias? What do you think? What is going to okay? It's actually the disclaimer. What is your thinking? What is going to happen? Is this a bullish market? Is this a bearish market? How do you feel like this market is going to work? However, I didn't talk about the regular trading or opening gap, but you can see the regular trading or opening gap is also like market is going to gap up. So there will be a bearish, how to say that? I mean, market will open here somewhere, then trade, then go higher. That is also cool idea. Okay. So you can see the close here, open here somewhere, and then it has a probability to go for the buy side liquidity around that area. Okay. So that is also logical depending on the regular trading or opening gap. We'll all see it. Okay. What is going to happen? We'll all see it. So right now, let me stay in the 1 minute chart and I just don't. I'm not interested to see this price action today's morning session. I just don't want to see this price action over here. Like if this happened or that type of price action happened or that type of price action happened, that's gonna be disaster. Or like this type of price action, it's gonna be difficult for me to trade. I really would love to see some clean price action at least like 9:30 to 10:30. First half, first 1 hour should be a good price action. I think I think like you, brother. Okay, you liked it. Thank you so much, man. Marcus, thank you so much, brother. Locked and loaded for the bearish fall. Okay, so you are bearish. That's cool, man. Any haters of T2, show your power on like button. Yeah, if you are my haters, then show the power on the like button. Like button. 2 minutes still open. Please push the like button, guys. 1 minute to open. 3023283 EDL high. 30283. 30283. EDL. What is EDL? Internal liquidity, something like that. Bearish. Okay. Martin, you're bearish. Yeah, I as I told you, like I'm also interested to see at the beginning the bearish fall, at least until here. Then wherever it will go, I don't care, but at least it will come here. Okay. So let's see how it is going to trade. Sharada, I'm buy. Okay, you are looking for a buy. Equal highs. Okay, so you're looking for this equal highs. Okay, that is also cool. Good idea. Let it open first. So 7 minutes left. Okay, market is going to open. So market is going to open, and I'm going to mark the opening gap. So this is the closing, and this is the opening. Going to mark the quadrant level. That is the regular trading hour opening gap. Going to back to electronic trading hour. Market open started to go higher. I'm not interested to see that. Remember, I'm more interested to look for a sell. Let me open the other chart. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's see. First, I'm interested to look for a sell. So what I'm seeing, market has cleared the buy side liquidity, traded this bearish gap. So look at this. This is the plan. Okay. So here, this is the gap that has been traded. Any sort of bearish setup, I'm gonna take the sell. My target is this obvious liquidity, this low, okay, over here, which is aligned with the 50% of the regular trading or opening gap, and then the new week opening gap. That's going to be my target. Any sort of selling opportunity. I highly appreciate if it can reverse from this gap. In that case of scenario, this buy side will be a beautiful target for me. I don't need to look for this extreme buy side liquidity. I could look for this buy side liquidity from this new week opening gap. That will be awesome if it happens. And more importantly, I will get some sort of bearish gap from the hourly chart. Okay, so there will be a bearish gap from hourly chart. Just remember, any sort of fall, I'm gonna take the sell. We have full the regular trading hour opening gap. Uh, just open, started to go higher. So still there is no setup. Let's see if it can provide me anything. Again, just remember, I'm only interested to take the sell. If it keep going higher, take this buy sell liquid. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not going to take that. Maybe I'll miss the trade. I'm okay with that. First, I need to see this market to come over here, and then whatever is going to happen, I'll just act with the price action. For example, it is keep falling, I'll look for the keep selling. Okay, so something like that. But right now, two type of scenario I'm expecting. First, maybe market will simply fall and trade this gap, and I'll be able to get that entry, or it will consolidate until 10 a.m. and then around 10 a.m. market will trade the bearish gap from the hourly chart, then fall for this area. So two type of scenario I'm expecting to be here. Whatever the market is going to give me, I'm gonna take it. First interest to take the sell. This low is going to be shifted with a bearish gap. I'm gonna take the sell from that bearish gap. I just don't know how much is going to be the stop loss. Mm, I don't think so. It's a huge stop loss. 32 handle is good. Target is this area. So I have already got the market structure shift. All I need a gap over there. Going to take the sell. Okay. I'm not asking any of you to copy my trade, but I'm just trying to show you my plan over here. And if it doesn't build the gap and then doesn't take me, that is bad luck. Okay. So in that type of scenario, I just miss the trade. I needed to see this market to fall from this gap. I just need a model over here right now to take the sell. Create a limit order. I'll go for micro contract because this is a bit volatile. Hope I'll get the entry. No gap, no trade. Okay, there is no gap. Look at this market. There is no gap. So I can't enter over here. Even if I'm bearish, I was thinking about a fall. But as there is no model, I'm not going to take the sell over here. Okay, so I'm going to let this go. Not going to touch it. Simply, I'm going to let this go. I'm thinking about this candle as an order block, bearish order block, to be honest. But yeah, I better wait for the gap. That was better idea. Okay, so no, not like interested to go for the sell from the order block. Yeah, I'll let this go. If there was a gap, bearish gap, I'm already in a trade. Unfortunately, there is no bearish gap. So I'm gonna miss this trade if it keep falling, but I'm okay with that. I'll all because there is no setup for me. Okay. So I'm not going to go for that trade. This order block is not that valid because it is from 1 minute chart. If it was like 15-minute bearish gap, I'm already in a trade from this gap. If you guys remember on Friday, I took a buy uh, because there was a bullish gap. I mean bullish order block. But this candle is actually from 1 minute chart. So 1 minute gap. Not interested to look for this candle as an order block. So I'm gonna miss this trade. But you have already see the plan. Okay, the way I was planning this trade. If there was just one tick bearish gap, I were in this trade for this obvious liquidity and finally for this gap. But I'm not going to take this now. I'm gonna let this go. If it make any sense to you guys. So missing trade doesn't mean that I'm going to, man, this is the end of the world. It's not end of the world. I know what is the plan, next plan, right? So we are going to apply the next plan. When it will come to this new week opening gap, we'll start to look for buying opportunity for this buy side liquidity and this extreme buy side liquidity. Okay, when the market will come here around that area. Again, I need this market to go higher. But before going higher, it has to finish some job. First, TGIF, not important because the candle is not good. Second, trade make a wick for the daily candle that doesn't have any kind of week. The daily candle doesn't have any sort of week. So need that week. Third, need to trade this new week opening gap. And fourth, trade at least the 50% of the regular trading or opening gap. So none of them happen. Market is going higher. I'm not gonna take that buy because I am very much confident that I'm eventually going to take the buy. So if I take the sell and if it doesn't work and I force the market and then the buy happened, I'm already blown my account. I don't want to see that. So short period of retracement, I'm gonna let this go. If it make any sense to you guys. Okay. Win equal highs. Okay, we have full. Okay, I got a scalp sell from 30,28234 to 31,993. So that's almost 41 handle. Congratulations, brother, for your boom. So more easy for me to take risk later. It's always better to look for a risky trade when there is something very obvious. It's always better. Now I'm thinking about a sell actually from this order block. I'm not going to take it, but I'm interested to see this candle to work as an order block, send the market lower. I'm just not going to take it. But let me actually see how much is going to be the stop loss. If the stop loss is smaller, then maybe I'll take this trade. If the stop loss is smaller, okay, very small stop loss, then I'll take it. Yeah, it's just 20 handle. I can take it. Stop loss just above the order block. Let's see if it can take me. I'm just using this old inverse gap with the confirmation. So I needed the confirmation. I got the confirmation. So I was planning the sell from this order block. Unfortunately, it didn't take me. So it's my bad luck. Okay. So for example, it took me, I could be profitable in this trade. Unfortunately, it didn't take me. Okay. So the plan is always the same. I'm not going to switch my plan that it's going to be bullish. I'm not going to switch the plan. But here, I just waited for the confirmation. So when this candle appeared, which is a beautiful candle, trade the inverse gap without the bearish gap. So I was interested to take the sell from this order block. Unfortunately, it didn't take me. So just a bad luck, unfortunately. But otherwise, it could be a beautiful trade and it could be awesome. Okay. So I was not interested to go for this gap entry immediately. So I waited for this order block to be created, then thought about a sell from here to until this certain level. Not confused that, oh man, it is bullish now after seeing this candle. No, I'm not watching, is it bullish or something like that? I'm watching, can it provide me an opportunity to take the sell until it's not reaching over here? That could be a nice boom, but I just missed the trade. Market didn't take me. Okay, no problem. Next time. Yes, have a gap there. Oh, okay. Yes, has a gap there. I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, if there was a gap for yes, I really don't know what is happening on yes. Let me see. Okay, there was a market structure shift. There was a fair value gap, but actually market didn't give the entry over there. Not bad. From the entry gap, it has given you the entry, but I really don't know what could be the target for yes. But however, guys, you got the idea, right? Now, what I have to see, can I take a buy from here? Now I'm only interested to take the buy. As well as I know that this new week opening gap can get a bit violated. Why? Because it has the TGIF line below this new week opening gap. It has the TGIF line. So it can be a little violated. Also, I know that there is a last fair value gap. So from 15-minute chart, see this last gap. It can also come until this last gap before going higher. So I'm more curious to know how this market is going to go higher from here, from the new week opening gap, or it is interested to come for this 50-minute bullish gap. If it come over here, every single job is done. New week regular trading or opening gap is closed. Market has already built the week for the daily candle. Market has traded the last gap. There is no sell side liquidity left. Every single job, TGIF is done. Everything is done. If it come until here, I don't need it, but I will watch it. Can it fall for this area or does it want to go higher from here? Any sort of buy right now is a valid buy to me. So you see here it came. So I have planned my trade. Now I'm just going to execute my plan. That's all. So first execution didn't work because market didn't take me. Second plan, let's see if it works or not. What is the second plan? Any sort of buy from here is a valid buy, or I will wait for this market to come here, then we'll look for the buy. Okay. So any of these two need to happen before going for the trade. That is the plan. All I need a setup over here. For example, if it close above this high, okay, is it a market structure shape? Absolutely not. So yeah, of course you can think about a buy if you want, but I'm not going to take the buy. That's for sure. I need a market structure shift over here, or inversion fair value gap, or the water block. Something I need around that area. I don't see any water block first of all, so I am not allowed to take any sort of water block entry. Inverse gap, I also don't have any inverse gap. So yeah, just the 22 buy model. I have to wait for the 20 buy model. Inverse gap, I can predict to build an inverse, I mean, sorry, water block. Let's see if it can do that. Like the same water block here. Let's see if it can build another water block with this gap, like same kind of water block, inverse gap water block. So this type of scenario, I love to look for the confirmation. Market has to come here, build a bullish water block, then go for the trade from that water block. If any of you got the entry over here, that's cool, man. Okay, no need to uh, think that you did something wrong or you like you have done a good job. Okay, because you know the ethics of this market, how this market should move from one level to another level, how it is going to react, why it is reacting after coming over here, why it is that, why the sell side was taken already, right? Remember, the sell side has already been taken over here. That was the sell side liquidity. It has already been taken. Then still, why the market fall one more time? Because that was an obvious liquidity, unfinished business, right here. So it has cleared that unfinished business, traded that 50% of the regular trading hour opening gap, also traded the new week opening gap. It has a high probability to target this buy side liquidity right now. But I need a model right now to take that buy. What type of model? 22 buy model, uh, inversion fair value gap, or the water block. This is the only three type of model I can use around that area. So let's see, do I have inverse? No, I don't have. Do I have water block? No, I don't have. What else do I have? 22 buy model? No, I don't have none of them. So what can I do? Just watch the market. And let's see if it can trade this gap and then close as a bear candle, then closed above this candle. If you do that, I'm gonna take the buy from this candle. Now I'm not going to target this buy side liquidity for sure. I'm gonna target this buy side liquidity, which is an internal buy side liquidity. So anytime this market will close above this candle, I'm gonna take the buy from this candle. Target will be this buy side. Otherwise, it will keep falling. I'll let him fall without touching it. It will come here. I'll start to look for buy from there, or maybe it will come here one more time. Then I'll look for the buy again. Okay. So this is very simple. Sell was only valid from that area when it didn't trade this new week opening gap. That is the only area where the sell was valid. Right now, no sell is valid. I'm just saying myself. Okay, if you wanna take the buy sell, please go for it, and I highly appreciate that. I'm just now interested to see can it build this as an order block. If it do that, I'm gonna take the buy from that candle because I don't have any other opportunities. Okay, so maybe my stop loss will be a bit bigger. 31 handle is good for 57 handle, something like that. This is my plan right now. If it happens, I'm gonna take the trade. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna let the market to fall, come here, and then go for the buy again. I'll create the limit actually. I mean, anytime it can create, so it can be a bit volatile. So I'll just go create it. I got a scalp. Okay, so more is okay. Yes, have a gap. Okay, I read all of your comment, guys. Please make sure you have pushed the like button. All of you, please, all together, push the like button. It will fall. I'm gonna let this fall go without touching it. No touching. Just will let the fall go without touching that fall. Okay. I don't think so. I'll get this entry opportunity or market will do that. So I'm gonna remove them and I'm gonna wait to see how this market is going to move. I'm going to remove this one because that's not the order block anymore. This three consecutive candle is the order block right now. I'm just not interested to hold. I mean, put that limit order over there. By any chance, accidentally, I'll push the button. It will be a trade. I don't wanna do that. You have to wait for something. Like you always learn that okay, you should wait for the right moment. What is the right moment? Plan your trade at first. Okay, what is your plan? How you are going to execute your plan? Wait for your plan, then execute your plan. First do your plan. What is your plan? My plan is to take the buy from where? Either from there or from here. Any of these two level is going to give me the buying opportunity. That is my plan. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for my plan, and then when it will come here and then give me the opportunity, I'm going to execute my plan. That's all. Very simple. Like you don't need to worry about anything else. Plan your trade, trade your plan. That's all. But if my bias is wrong, you're all missing the selling opportunity. Sell. Okay, so that's you are missing them. You're not losing them. You're missing them. That's all. Does it make any sense? I had passed my first eval account after a month of trading and then blew it the previous week. Had back to back stop loss every single day previous week. First 3 days of last week was so difficult for me. I am not going to lie you, brother. There is no shame to accept that. It was like disaster to me. Last first 3 days, okay. But Thursday and Wednesday, I mean Friday was really good. Like Friday last hour was dream. But I didn't take any trade the Friday last hour. But it was like the easiest way to trade. Okay, the book like how to say that I don't know how to say that, but it was like so easy to trade the last hour on Friday. Okay, I have the SMT as well. Like, see this SMT around that area here. It's not the fake SMT. Remember that. This is the real SMT. I also have the SMT. So let's see if this high is going to be shifted. I'm gonna get the 22 buy model. If this high is going to be shifted with any sort of bullish fair value cap, I'm gonna take the buy. So I will have an opportunity to take the buy from the 22 buy model. And as I told you, like market can consolidate until first hour, okay, first half an hour. It can do that, but it has already done the job. Market came to the new week opening gap, so it doesn't need to consolidate anymore. It should start to run toward the liquidity where it belongs. The price belongs to be here. So I'm more interested to see, can I get the market structure shift fair value gap to take the buy? So some kind of buy like this is gonna be my opportunity. Last week was a bit difficult, brother, to be honest, and I highly appreciate if you don't blow the account, because if you just follow the rules like a specific loss in a day and you stop over there, I think you should be safe. To be honest, I think you should be safe. All you have to do, you have to just close your chart after taking some specific loss. You have to close the chart. So I have the SMT. I don't have it, but if I get the market structure shift, if I get the market structure shift, I'm gonna get the 22 buy model. Okay, so I have already got the market structure shift. All I need to see this market to come back to this bullish gap to take the buy. I'm not going to put my stop loss below the low. I'm just going to cover the breakaway gap. So this candle high, this candle low, there is a small gap. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this breakaway gap. That's all. Let's see. I hope it's not going to miss me this time. Like last time, it didn't take me from the water block, if you guys remember. So this time, I hope I'll get the opportunity. Again, this is just an opportunity or probability. I'm not going to say that this is going to work. I'm going to take this risk. Okay. So I'm in this trade. Stop loss is just below this gap over here. So there is a small gap. There is a small gap just below the candle that has built this gap below here. Okay, there is the entry gap. This candle high, this candle low. I'm just not going to mark this entry gap. I'm gonna put my stop loss below this area. So it's 26 handle risk. So what I'm going to do at first, I'm gonna take a partial. Where? 26 handle. Okay. So I'm not going to take the partial on 26 handle. I'll try to take the partial around low of this old gap that has been respected. Okay. So sell limit just below this gap because consequent encroachment rejection, low rejection can happen as well. After taking the partial over there, I'll try to take another partial to the 50% here to the 50% of this gap. And finally, last two contract, I'm gonna close to this buy side liquidity over here if it give me. Okay. So let's put the stop loss now. Plan the stop loss. Okay, here two and one here. Okay. So three my already got my partial 1:1 partial. Not going to put my stop loss to the break even. Anybody can tell me that why I'm not putting my stop loss to the break even. You don't need to do that. But any of you can tell me that why I'm not putting my stop loss to the break even after getting the partial around 1:1. Okay, so 26 handle is stop loss, 32 handle is partial, trying to catch the next partial to the 50% of this gap, and finally I'll try to hold the trade for this buy side liquidity if it works. To be honest, I want to see this gap to work as a support right now. To be honest, because previously it has been respected. Okay, so this time I want to see this to work as a support. Any of you can tell me that why I'm not allowed to put my stop loss to the break even? Any of you? I highly appreciate it. So what do I have? Market has fallen. Take the sell side liquidity, build the SMT, market structure shift, fair value gap. This candle high, this candle low. There is a very small, very small fair value gap. Okay, so a small, very small fair value gap. Tap to this fair value gap, went higher. Old gap. This is called the last fair value gap that is holding the buy side liquidity. So it has a really so power. It is so powerful. So what did I do? 50% rejection, low rejection, which is very normal. So take the partial over here, which is also 1:1. After clearing the partial, I should put my stop loss to the break even. I didn't do that. I still kept my stop loss over here because I'm waiting for something. Absolutely. No order block yet. Absolutely, brother. As there is no order block, I'm not allowed to put my stop loss to the break even. It can fall one more time to build the order block, then go higher. I don't want to take that risk. So that's why I didn't put my stop loss to the break even. But I entered with 5 micro contract. Now I have 3 micro contract. Even if I lost, maybe it will be a bit loss, unfortunately. But you don't need to do that. Okay, again, 32 handle is good. Good partial level. Trust me, brother. It's just a destruction. Okay, distortion. Because market is waiting for 10 a.m. Just don't forget about that. However, if it come here, sorry, not here. If it take this high, I'm gonna put my stop loss to the break even. If it take this high, because that is also going to be the hourly bearish fair value gap high, low. Okay, so there will be hourly bearish gap. So if it do that, I'm gonna put my stop loss to the break even. The hourly bearish gap is still not been created. It will be created after 5 minutes. Hourly bearish gap. Still, it's not there. I planned my trade. Now I am trading my plan. That's all. I didn't know that it is going to work. I didn't know that. All I know that it should come here, then it should come here at least, or maximum here. Then it should start to go higher toward this buy side liquidity over here. That buy side liquidity. I don't need that buy side liquidity. All I need a run until here, which is 64 handle by taking a risk of 28, 26 handle. It's good. If there was an order block, to be honest, I have already put my stop loss to the break even or maybe below the order block. As I don't have that, I'm not putting my stop loss to the break even yet. I really wanted to see this gap to work as a support. One time violation is good, but when this candle was here, I was really afraid. I was thinking this is going to be broken, but fortunately, it didn't been broken. So I'm really happy. Still, I'm happy to see this gap to work as a support, send the market higher. But it is time distortion. Market is waiting for 10 a.m. So I have to survive three more candle. After this candle, I have to survive two more candle, and I believe that I'll be okay. At least I'll get uh, this partial if I survive two more candle. I mean, by the next two candle, if it doesn't stop me out, then market will take this low or maybe that low, then it will go higher and hit my target. This small buy side liquidity I'm going to target. Now you don't need to do that. You can target this buy side liquidity if you want. I'm not interested to hold the trade until that area. That's all. I'll wait for the new entry opportunity, but not going to hold this trade for that long. Otherwise, it will stop me out. I'm cool with that as well. Let's see if I can survive these two candle, this candle and the very next candle. I hope I'll be able to survive. And you're seeing a difficult price action over here. Just look at this price action, man. Market open, and this is the range. Low, high. Market is inside this range. So we are facing a difficult price action over here. Yeah, I'm explaining this price action. Maybe it seems like easier to you, like to understand. Maybe I don't know. Does it feel easier to you or not? But it is really a difficult price action. By anyhow, you can't prove this is a really good price action. This is a really difficult price action. So all you have to be very careful about your entry, re-entry, everything, your leverage, everything. Okay. Okay. So it came, this candle came to this gap, at least to this gap, and closed as a down close body close candle. Now I have the order block. If the candle close above this candle, another candle close above this candle, I'm going to get my order block and I'm allowed to put my stop loss below that order block after the candle close above this candle. Okay. So again, there is a small gap. This candle low, this candle high. There's a very small gap. The only thing I didn't like that body has closed below this gap, to be honest. But to build an order block, it has to close below this gap. It has to close. So that is acceptable. We can show mercy to the market for that little disruption. Okay, I think I'm going to survive. Okay, so this is the 10 a.m. candle. I hope I'll be able to survive. Let's see. So first market open, fall. That is what is that? Manipulation, PO3. Don't forget about PO3. Open, fall, then go higher, then fall again, close over there. PO3. Open, fall, manipulation, accumulation, manipulation, expansion, close. This is how a candle works. So open, fall a bit. It can take this low one more time, and then expand toward the buy side liquidity. So from the 15-minute chart, watch it. Open, fall, going higher, trade this gap maybe, that gap maybe, I don't know. Let's hope for the best. This is the lowest down close body close candle, which is going maybe it is going to be the water block if the candle close above this candle. Otherwise, it will keep falling and stop me out. I'll get stopped out. Unfortunately, all I have covered just the breakaway gap. This candle, these two line. Okay, trade the breakaway gap. Good. And in that case of scenario, if it is the down close candle, then it's gonna be the water block. If it close as a down close body close candle. Otherwise, this is the water block to me. What else it has done? Take a swing low with an intermediate term low. Sorry, not intermediate term low, a short term low that has taken over here. Liquidity has been taken. It should start to go higher now. Bad thing is there is no bearish gap. If there was a bearish gap, I was able to add more to this trade. As I don't have the bearish gap, I'm not going to add more over here. Okay. Anytime the body is going to close above this candle, I'm gonna move my stop loss below this two consecutive candle, or maybe to the break even. I don't know where I'll put my stop loss. Anytime the market will close above this line, because now I will have an order block over there. If it close above this, I really don't want to see this to work as a resistance right now, to be honest. Mm, okay, I don't think so. It's going to work. I'm going to get stopped. Yeah, I got stopped out. So yeah, I got the partial and then I just got stopped out. I'll keep watching how far this market can fall. Does it really would love to take this low or not? Because if it is not taken, there will be another buying opportunity. So got partial didn't move because I was afraid of the water block. Water block has been created. Market didn't move up. Instead of that, it took me. My stop loss was not in the right place because it should be below this low. I didn't put it over here. So it means that I will have another opportunity to take entry from the water block. Right now, I have this water block over here. Anytime the market will close above this line, I'm going to take a re-entry from this water block. Otherwise, I'll just let this go. I will wait for this market to come here and then we'll look for the buy again from there. Everything is valid as long as the origin low is not taken. This is the origin low. It should not be taken. Well, this candle doesn't need to be created, but this is what it is. If you don't want to fall, then I'll get bit upset if it doesn't really fall because that candle was really not necessary over here. But if it falls, then I'm cool. Okay. The 15-minute chart is bit messy to be honest. Like all the sideways candle, I think I'll be able to move it from there to here because that's gonna be the lowest down close body close candle. I hope I'll be able to move it over there and that will be easier for me to take a buy, to be honest, from the order block, because this high is actually too far. So I really appreciate if it build as an order block and then close above this candle. I'm gonna take re-entry from this order block. Why? Because my stop loss was tight. I put my stop loss just covering the breakaway gap. That candle has built the breakaway gap. So if it doesn't go lower and give me the opportunity from here, I'm gonna take the buy again from there. Sell, I'm not looking for that. Sell, I'll let them go. I'll hold the trade until, I mean, sorry, let the fall go until here to think about buy again from that area. Not going to take any sort of sell from this price action. This idea is invalidate if this take that low. If this low is taken, the entry idea is going to be invalidated if this low is going to be taken. So I have a lot of SMT actually here. Let's see. Yes is bit bullish. YM is extremely bullish. Uh, I think NQ is going to be bullish again. I think so. Okay. Who is going to take a sell? If you find a sell, please go for it, guys. I just try to show you like what type of entry opportunity I'm looking for. So here I took that buy. I took a partial to this low of this gap low because constant crossband rejection, low rejection sent the market here. It is also possible. So I took the rejection, I mean partial here. Wanted to take the next partial to the 50% and finally close the trade around that area. I didn't move my stop loss to the break even because I was afraid of the order block to be created. And that has been created, but still the market is not showing me any kind of sign to go higher. So unfortunately, I'm not allowed to take any sort of trade. I'm waiting to see if it provide the order block entry. If it doesn't provide me the order block entry, instead of that keep falling, I'll let the market fall until here. Then we'll go for the buy again from there. Overall, this is really difficult price action. You can see like all of this consolidation here, sideways candle. Good. We should be very okay. So I think the low is going to be taken. There will be no SMT. I'm going to remove this one. What is happening on YM? Yeah, that was the price action, man. Come on. Market structure shift, fair value gap, take the entry from the fair value gap, wait for the market to go higher again, and it come here to this breakaway gap or trade the order block or something like that. Build a new order block, then trade that order block, keep going higher. That is the price action, man. I was expecting this price action. Why it's not happening here? Okay, so take this low. No worries. Any kind of order block is not valid anymore. All I can do again, starting from the very beginning. First, market structure shift, order block, inversion gap. I don't see any inverse gap, first of all. Order block, I don't have the order block as well. Still, I don't have the order block as well. So all I have to wait for the 22 buy model, unfortunately. Yep. Hmm. Because this low is taken, origin low is taken. So if the low is taken, there is no order block valid anymore. Uh, I'm thinking a buy actually from this reclaimed fair value gap, but that is bit risky. But I think I'll take that risk. For example, if it close above this gap, maybe I'm gonna take the buy from this gap, reclaimed gap, not inverse gap, reclaimed gap, because other market is showing me the bullishness and it has already taken this low one more time. I think I'll go for this trade. I mean, if it close above this, I'll try to take this buy, something like this. Yeah, I think I'll go for that. Go for 5. There's another logic actually. There is two fair value gap logic that is going to happen. First fair value gap is going to be here without the market structure shift. First fair value gap, maybe there will be another fair value gap. So two fair value gap logic is also valid. Uh, but I really don't know if I will get the two fair value gap or not. But I really would love to use this reclaimed gap to take my rebuy from there. I'm not bearish. I'm not going to take the sell. If it keep falling, I'm gonna let the fall until here. But I really would love to try this buy from this reclaimed gap if it takes me. And if I'm extremely unlucky, maybe I'm not going to get the entry. New week opening gap didn't build any sort of bullish order block, unfortunately. So I'm not allowed to take any kind of trade from these three consecutive candles. So I have to wait for this market to come here. If I'm extremely lucky, I'm gonna get the entry from this gap. If I'm not extremely lucky, then maybe I'm gonna miss this trade from there. Again, the target is this buy side liquidity. Of course, I'll try to take some partial before it happens. Risk is 29 handle. Not bad. Let's see. Two fair value cap logic. Okay. First is here around there. And if there is a gap, I have to move my entry from here to that gap low. Or maybe I can simply put this, I mean, yeah, I'll just keep it over there. Some of you really love to use the 5 minute chart. So let me see what do I have from 5 minute chart. I don't have anything from 5 minute chart. No bearish word, I mean, nothing. So yeah, that's cool. So I got entry, and there is a small gap so far. Let's see if it can leave this gap open or not. Okay, there is a small gap. Okay, again, one gap, two gap. All I have to do, I have to cover this gap. So I'm going to move my stop loss just below this gap, not the candle. I mean, sorry, below the candle that has built this gap. So my stop loss is now 23 handle. Uh, Again, I'm going to take some partial actually. So maybe 1:1, which is going to be 29 handle if I'm not mistaken. So I'll try to take a partial around 29 handle around there. 29 handle or was our primary stop loss, if you guys remember. So 29 handle, I'm gonna take a partial over there. I'll try to take next partial to the 50% of this gap, and finally I'll close my trade exactly to this gap. Okay. So let's see. Again, two gap. There is a small gap. This candle high, this candle low. There is a gap. This is a gap. All I have to do, cover this gap that has built by the candle. I have to cover that gap. So let's see if it can provide me that. I need 17 more handle to get my partial. This line is the regular trading or opening gap high. Okay. So it is respecting. I'm not liking it, to be honest. It should not get respected. It should close above this and then work it as a support. Let me see how much do I have the loss. Okay. I really don't know how much is my loss. Okay, if I close my trade now, I'll be in profit actually. So I don't have any loss. No, let it run actually. I was just thinking that okay, mitigate my loss at first, then try to take re-entry. But I'll let this go. Okay, so you know this is what it is. In the meantime, let me put the stop loss. I mean, if I get the partial, I have to close the limit. I mean, the amount. So it will be 5 sell stop. Okay, so perfect. Put the stop loss below the candle over there. I wish I'll get my partial at least. Okay, so I just need 8 more handle, 9 more handle to get the partial. 1:1 partial. Our primary stop loss was 29 handle. If you guys don't forget that, so I'll try to take the partial around 1:1, and then I'll try to hold my trade until the CE, which is the most important level for this market, to go for this buy side liquidity. So I'll try to hold it until that area, and finally I'll close my trade exactly to this line. As you can see here, it has closed above the regular trading or opening gap. It has closed above that. So I want to see this to work as a support right now. The way it is working as a support here, I want to see it to work as a support right now. I hope it will work. A new 15-minute candle has opened. Again, the same logic: open, fall, go higher. Same logic. Okay. And in that type of scenario, if it come here one more time and stop me out, it means that it's a untradable market. You should not trade this market. Something like that. If it come back again around that area, because there is no specific job left around that area anymore. It has decided to be consolidated for the rest of the time. So you should be very careful about that type of scenario. Don't like it. Like it. Really don't like it. It didn't need to come over here. Really didn't like it, to be honest. Like, this is really disgusting right now. Still, I have to let this market to decide, does it really want to trade this breakaway gap or not? But it should be the breakaway gap. Market should leave this gap open and send the market higher. If this gap is fully closed, I'm going to get stopped out. So what I'm going to do, move my stop loss a bit higher. It should leave the gap open. It should work as a breakaway gap. Yeah. I really didn't like it because now it has built a bearish gap. Without the market structure shift, if there is a bearish gap, it is difficult to trade. But if I had a market structure shift and then the bearish gap, I'll be very happy because I know that I am allowed to take more entry, more contract while it will be inverse this gap. But without market structure shift, if it build a bearish gap, that is difficult. So now if it stop me out, I'm gonna stop over here for I don't know how long, but I'm just not going to take any other trade maybe because it's not moving anywhere, consolidating. Yeah, took me. I don't know. Okay. Disgusting. So yeah, I don't know. Again, this is consolidating, so I don't think so. I will be able to take any other trade around that area. That was an opportunity for me from two gap, at least to the 50%, and then finally the buy side. As it didn't do that and retraced from there without any kind of gap or anything around that area, this is really weird to me. I have to let this go without taking any other trade. I'll just wait for a bit more time to see if it can be beautiful or not. Still, I have just one loss, so I am allowed to go for trade, but I'm just watching how it is going to react finally. But so far, it seems like this is gonna be a consolidation day, a huge accumulation day. Monday, classical accumulation day. However, it was not a huge loss. 18 handle was good, not bad. How much is my loss? 254. Shit. So $254 loss. I'll see. just struggling to fall and go higher. Yeah, he is also consolidating. This is a bit bearish. He is extremely bearish. Let's see if it provide me any beautiful setup or not. I think then I can try one more time. Otherwise, it's simply like a very consolidation day so far. Like it's sideways. Market is not moving anywhere. Go up, down, up, down, up, down. That is all happening. I would love to see eventually it to go higher, to be honest. But I'm bit confused how I can take the entry and put my stop loss some specific area, because I couldn't put my stop loss below this low because this low has already taken this sell side liquidity. It didn't need to come until that area, even though it came here one more time, came to the new week opening gap one more time. It doesn't need to do that. Top rejection, 50% rejection was more than enough. So it came back again here. I really don't have any idea why it come back again around that area. There is the only one reason, that is Monday accumulation day. So maybe it is accumulating, that can be possible. Otherwise, it should really go higher and take at least this buy side liquidity. What do you think, guys? No audible, don't you get confused analyzing every candle? I don't think so. I get confused. I mean, I'm just watching the candle after the candle create, right? So like I'm watching the candle that has already been created, and now I'm watching the PDRA to see is this candle respecting that PDRA or not. For example, here it didn't respect this bullish period. That should be a breakaway gap, depending on the two gap. Instead of that, this old gap, which worked as a support here, then worked as a resistance over there. So I didn't like these things, to be honest. But again, like when the market is creating the candles, all I see, does it respect the PDRS? For example, right now it didn't respect any PDRA, but still I have the new week opening gap, so I should go with this new week opening gap. I'm still curious to see if I can take the buy, not interested to take any sort of sell. So for example, I'm watching this market come here, take this low one more time, then give me the market structure shift with the fair value gap. I'm gonna take another buy from that fair value gap, because to me this is random. Market should not reverse from that area. It's a very random level to me. Another day of bad price action around AM silver bullet time. Yes, sir. So far, it's bad. It's bit bad. But I think we are going to get a big boom. Since market opened, NQ has been in a 100 handle range. Really? Yeah. It's a seek and destroy market now. Best to sit on sidelines. That is the best thing. Yeah, Sujivan. I think that is the best case of scenario, to be sideline. I hope that is the. I mean, I also think that being sideline is the best decision over here. We'll see. Okay, about the SMT, am I wrong? I don't. No, I'm not wrong. This is the low. This is the low. So ES has taken that low, right? So ES is weak. Weak when the market is falling. ES is weak when the market is going higher. NQ is stronger. So it was a beautiful SMT. So I was not wrong about the SMT. What about now? this low has taken over here, right? That should not be SMT. That means it has to fall and take this low, something like that. As long as it's not going to take this low, okay, that is taken already. I didn't expect that. Okay, it should be taken. I mean, by the way, I don't know it's been taken or not, but it should be taken. It was a fake SMT. That's cool. So it has to take this low again before, even if it would love to go higher. Mhm. What happened to Bhaiya market today? I have no. Today is Monday. Okay, accumulation is perfectly okay because the TJF is not done yet. So accumulation is perfectly okay. If the TJF was done by Friday or by today, before the 9:30 or maybe after the 9:30, then it could be a beautiful market. As long as the TJF is not done, even though I mean the weekly candle, I really don't like it. But in a normal perspective, like the TJF is not done, it can be accumulation Monday. It can be okay. But so far it is difficult. Seek and destroy market. Just make sure you're not over leveraging. You're not hoping that okay now the market is keep falling or the market is going higher. Just I hope that you are not going to do that. Okay, so you are going to take some entry randomly. Don't do that. If there is some model, something that you like to take entry, then you guys can do like over here. See this lowest down close body close candle that has traded this a new week opening gap. Still, I'm not using it as an order block, even though it didn't close above the candle. Like not even a single body has closed above this candle. Even if it closed, I wouldn't go for the trade around that area from the order block. The reason is I need something more beautiful that is more effective on the market. As long as I'm not going to get that, I'll just keep waiting. I think that's the best scenario. So I tried a buy here, that gave me the partial. I should have moved my stop loss to the break even, but to be honest, I didn't know that it's gonna be like this type of consolidation. Like even I mean, it should build the water block, then should respect the water block, go for the buy side liquidity. It didn't do that. So it took me, then I took another buy. Actually, unfortunately, that is an 18 handle loss. Unfortunately, that is an 18 handle loss. So yeah, I will wait a bit to find out that 10:30 can give me something. 10:30 actually, middle of the hour always push the market toward the liquidity. So if it can do that for me, I'll just watch it for a bit. Otherwise, I have to just say, okay, done for today. A small loss, going to walk away. Yeah, not a bad loss. Like $254 is good. Not going to jump into a trade. Okay, after seeing this candle, I'm not going to jump into a trade. Maybe it is going to work, but I'm not going to jump into a trade. I'm just interested to see how it is going to close or react with this gap. Then I'll think about a trade. Oh. Hide your screen when you log in, brother. Okay, I'll do that next time. I really forget about these type of things. Yeah, a lot of people are trying to log into my trading view. I don't know why, but like I got a lot of login try. I'm trying to log into my trading view. This type of mail. I don't know why they try do that. Anytime it will close above this gap, I'll try one more buy from this gap. Okay, so something like this here. This is gonna be the last opportunity, and stop loss will be just below this gap. This is gonna be my last opportunity. I'm not going to wait for this candle close, then tap to this gap. No, I'll simply push the button. If it close above this gap, I'll simply take the buy from wherever it close. Okay. All I need the candle close above this gap. So for example, it close here, I'm gonna take the entry there. It close here, I'm gonna take the entry over there. Wherever it is going to close, I'm gonna take the entry while this gap is going to be closed. I think this is gonna be my last trade. And if it doesn't work, I'm done. I mean, this is a seek and destroy market, so I don't need to keep trying. Still, I have an opportunity to take entries, so I'm gonna take that entry. Okay. So, for example, I have $254 loss, so I will get another $240 loss. So it will be overall $500 loss, something like that. Yeah, I'm going to go a bit higher, but still, I will try one more time, and then I'm gonna stop taking entries to this market, at least from this area around there. Maybe I'll try tomorrow after taking these losses. However, if any of you'd love to take the sell, please go for it. Okay, don't hesitate. Just take the sell. Maybe this is a bearish market. Okay, maybe this market is going to fall. I'm wrong about the bias. So if you think about bearishness, maybe this gap is going to give you a selling opportunity. Just go for it. I'm more interested to add more if it inverts this gap. So I'm just waiting to see if it can close above this gap. If it close above this gap, I'm gonna take the buy wherever it is going to close because I don't believe it will retest this gap. It can do that, but I just don't want to take that risk. Do you have any what did you say? Stomach stomach courses? What is that? Okay, I hope I'll get the opportunity. Okay, if it doesn't, then I'm just unlucky. I'm afraid I'm going to miss the trade. I'm also afraid about that. Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. I don't know it has closed or not. I just pushed the button. Did it close? No, it didn't close. Oh man. And I took sell. Instead of buy, I took sell. So I should close this trade. I should have taken the buy. Okay. I think I pushed the sell button. I should have pushed the buy button. So I will wait a bit. I'm lucky that I pushed mistakenly the sell. So I was able to close the trade because body didn't close. I have to wait for the body close. So that's why I closed the trade. Okay. Please don't get confused. I wanted to push the buy button. First of all, after closing out this gap, it's a very unlucky things that we are a bit slow, like I think nano 2 seconds slow. So that's why we are not going to get the exact price action. Unfortunately, I pushed the sell button, so I was able to close the trade. So I pushed the sell, I closed the trade. I don't care it is going to work or not. I was interested to take the buy. So as the market didn't close above this, I'm not going to take the buy. When the body will close above this gap, I'm allowed to take the buy. If it make any sense. Otherwise, it will keep falling. I'm gonna let the fall go. I just took two trade today. Okay, so one was like partial break even. I was thinking like that way. Another one just 18 handle loss. So still, I have the opportunity to take some partial. I mean, sorry, I have another opportunity to go for a trade. So yeah, like $222. So I will. I'm allowed to go for one more trade, and I'm just going to take the trade if the body close above this gap. I just wish that I'll get that opportunity to enter. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Still not. What else I can do? I can simply let the trade go from there. That is also possible. 24 handles. So $240. 222, 240, 262. I will take this for sure. I think this is the last year of trading, including me. What did you say? That gap you have marked has volume imbalance on both sides. Now, if I wait for the volume imbalance to close, then I think it will be too late. I think it will be too late. Do I have any, to be honest? No, I don't have the volume imbalance. Or are you talking about this one? If you're asking about this one, I don't see the volume imbalance in both sides. I mean, none of these areas. Or maybe my old eyes are not watching it. I think this is the last year of trading, including me. Why you think like that? I will hit for price to fully close the gap, hit 62 level of the dealing range, and then enter long position. That's cool, man. I highly appreciate it. That's cool. Okay, guys. I'm seeing that like 92 people are watching, 42 likes. Okay, I don't know how you are going to see this, but I need the likes, guys. If you don't push the like button, I'm not allowed to. I know it's difficult to be honest, brother. So can you guys please push the like button for me, please? All of you, push the like button. That's all I'm asking for. Why it is just disturbing a lot? Please, all of you, push the like button. If I don't get 100 likes, I'm not gonna do the giveaway. That's for sure. I need 100 likes. Whenever I'll get 100 likes, I'll start the giveaway. Okay, this is not going to work. Okay. Now, for now, like I tried to trade, one worked, gave me the run, at least 32 handle, 33 handle. I don't remember how much it has provided. Like from here to here, it has provided 39 handle. The another trade, it didn't work, just got 18 handle loss. So I'll try one more time and I'm really interested to see if I can take entry from here. Okay, that is all my plan. I'm only interested to take the buy or just waiting. I'm waiting to see if it can close above this gap, but it takes too much time. I'm really now confused. Should I go for this trade or not? Because I need something very immediate. But as it's not doing the immediate things, still I'll try maybe. But that could be the last trade from this session. Not only from this session, from also from today, as the market is disgusting right now. Okay, so it's really disgusting. It's not moving anywhere. It's just consolidating around the same level. I have the support, the strongest support, which is the new week opening gap. This gap is the new week opening gap. I have this strongest support. Okay, As some of you are here, please make sure you have pushed the like. Okay, now I have got 55 likes. Thank you so much, guys. I'd love to show you a bit about the Apex current offer. Like 50K intraday account is gonna cost you like $49 all in. You don't need to pay anything else over there. 100K intraday account is gonna cost you $59 all in, no activation fees. So you guys can take this offer for Apex by using the code T2T. Otherwise, if you like other offer, which is 90% off, all standard eval account, all standard eval account is gonna cost you, I mean, give you 90% discount, but you have to pay a price action fee, which is gonna be $59. So overall, maybe for 50K account, you have to pay $80. The cool thing is you have to pay after passing the account. So at the beginning, you are going to pay $20. If you pass it, then you are going to pay the activation fees. That is a really cool thing. So if any of you are interested about that, make sure you have used the code T2T. That is the code. Go back to disclaimer. Another mistake. This candle I was going to close here 1 second. So I just push the button in the meantime. And again, unfortunately, this time I'm in a buy. So I will have no other opportunity to close the trade. So I'm not going to close the trade. I'm going to hold it, stop loss just below the gap, one tick below that gap, which is 26 handle. Target is this buy side liquidity. Of course, I'll go for a partial around 1 is to 1. So I think I can try the partial here, 26 handle. I'll try to take a partial over there. Okay. This time I'm really, I mean, I got cooked because when I saw this candle, I was going to close here. I was thinking that it is going to close above this gap. Unfortunately, it didn't close. So last time when I take this entry, I was allowed to close the trade because mistakenly I pushed the sell button. But this time I was pushing the buy button. Okay. So unfortunately, I was not allowed to close the trade. So that's all. I'm gonna try the partial. I'll go like this way. I'll put one partial above this high, one micro contract around there. I'll put another micro contract above this high over here. This is gonna be my last trade, by the way. I don't care it will work or not, but that's gonna be the next partial. And finally, I'll try to take some partial inside this gap. Oh man. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry, sorry. Sorry, guys. So I was saying that when this candle was going to close, when this candle was going to close, I thought that it is going to close above the gap. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. So I already entered there. Then the next candle closed. So I actually should enter here to this specific candle. That candle should be my entry. So I'm a bit early. Okay. That is the only thing I have done wrong over here. I had to wait for this candle to close, then enter with this candle. Unfortunately, I enter with this candle. Again, going to take a partial above this high if it provide me that. And then we'll try to take a partial above that high. And finally, I'll try to take some partial over here. Stop loss, one tick below this gap over here. So overall, my risk is 26 handle. As I'm taking a one micro contract partial here around 24 handle, I guess. Sorry, 21 handle. I'll try to compensate the next partial around 38 handle. So both of them will cover the 50%, which is 26 handle, something like that. Okay, 29 handle, something like that. So that is gonna be the plan. I don't care about this gap, to be honest. I would love to add more with this gap. For example, market closed above this gap. I want to add more. If I want to add, I can add more if it closed above this gap. But I'm not going to do that because this is a highly difficult market. As you can see so far, it's really consolidating a lot. So I really don't want to go with the pyramid trade. Instead of that, I'll just hold this 5 micro contract. Either It will hit my target or it will hit my stop loss. The last opportunity for me to go for the trade. After this trade, I don't think so. I'm gonna take any other trade, and at least today or around this morning session. So took the entry, let the market go. That's all. Now I'm not saying that it is going to work, okay? But watch it. How it worked as a resistance, okay? Look at the bodies. How it worked as a resistance. Now look at this. How it is working as a support. This old reclaimed gap. Again, I'm not saying this is going to work, but this is how I'm watching this gap. So previously I tried it here. Unfortunately, it closed, used it as a resistance. See here, resistance, then fall, and took the low here. This time it closed above, so it should take this high at least over here around that area from this reclaimed gap. I showed you the reclaimed inverse gap entry. Now I'm showing you reclaimed gap entry. It is only valid while there is some kind of consolidation. This is really awesome in that type of consolidation zone. Again, I'm not saying this is going to work. I'm just trying to show you the logic behind this gap over here. I hope I'll get some partial, I guess. If I'm unlimited unlucky today, like here, I took the entry, my partial level was here. It didn't take me. So if it reversed from there, man, that's a bad luck because I compromised my partial level with this high. So I tried to take the partial around 21 handle, compromised my partial. Still, if it doesn't take me, I will say, okay, bad luck. The logic is same, but it was bit consolidating here, unfortunately. Remember the old gap? What did I say? I prefer to add more when it is going to reverse, inverse, sorry, not reverse, inverse. So this candle has closed above this gap, above this line. So I'm allowed to add more over there. But like this is not a good market. That's why I'm not adding more over here. If it was a good market, not this type of consolidated market, I would try to add more to the top of this candle. I'm just not going to do that because this is really a disgusting market. Exactly this candle, I would add more. When it tapped to the top of this gap here, I would add more if it was a good market. As I'm not seeing a good market and it's a seek and destroy market, maybe it will fall again and it will take this low again. I don't need to take over risk, and already I'm in a loss of $222, if you guys remember. So yeah, it has covered some losses already. I mean, if I close my trade right now, my loss will be mitigated almost everything. But I really would love to hold the trade for at least to this high, 50%, and finally this line over here. It is called the middle order block. This order block has a nature to be broken. That means when the body will close above this, it will be validated as an order block. Then it will invalidate that low, and then it will work as a reclaimed order block. It has that nature. This order block. It is called the middle order block, by the way. Okay, I got a partial at least, and I'm gonna put my stop loss below this low just to mitigate some of my losses. If it reverse from there, I'm not going to get a huge loss. So I'm gonna put my stop loss just below that candle low over here. Okay. More importantly, I'm covering just this gap over here, just that gap. See if it can send the market higher and come for this second partial level. I think I could go for the partial. Oh, no, I couldn't. So, I could, right? 26 handles. So I could go for the partial here. But it's okay. Old gap. Another old gap. A disgusting gap. Need to be broken. Like this gap and this gap are almost the same gap. Now my loss is like stop loss is 6 handle. See, this low has been violated of this candle. The low has been violated. If it close above this candle, I am allowed to add more over here above this. I mean, from this order block. I just don't know it is going to work or not, but I'm allowed to do that. Oh man, really disgusting market. It should close above this order block. Now my stop loss is at the break even. What did I cover? Just this gap. Yeah, just below this candle to be honest, but more importantly this gap because we could did the damage. Anytime it will close above this, I'm gonna put my stop loss to the break even. If it give me that opportunity, by the way. Otherwise, if it keep falling, I'm gonna get stopped out exactly around that area. So what it is saying? It is saying get out from here. Just get out from here. Don't come back to me. Simply saying that I'm going to reject you to fall. I'm happy. I don't have any problem with that because I'm in a buy. If I were in a sell, like here, this gap is also saying don't don't go higher. Don't go higher. Okay, just reject from there. However, if it close above this gap, I'm not going to wait for this order block. If it close above this gap, I'm gonna put my stop loss to the break even. Okay, I think I'm gonna get that opportunity. Either way, I'm gonna put my stop loss to the break even. I'm done with this trade. Now it's in break even. Either it will work or I just get stopped out. I think I should have waited for the candle to close above this water block. I'm a bit early, but still, this is really so difficult market to trade. And still, I'm watching this gap here, this candle low, this candle high. This small bearish gap is holding the market. I don't like this type of bearish gap when there is no market structure shift, market is bullish. I don't like this type of gap. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to put my stop loss to the break even. If I get stopped out, I'm cool with that. I will end up with some losses like 700 handle loss, I guess. 100, handle loss, something like that. $50 loss. I think it's cool. And eventually, if it can close above this one, I will never regret because, like after closing above this line, I should put my stop loss to the break even. I should cover this gap. It should not come back again here. Like it closed here. This reclaimed order block is kind of a very strong order block. It has an like this market has nearly 0% possibility to break this order block now. It is called the middle order block. So now my stop loss not only to the break even but also just below this order block is also valid. So I will move my stop loss a bit higher. I think it will be there. Yeah, I think that is a good idea to put the stop loss over there because I have the PDR, right? Now let's see if it reject the market again and or if it can go through this gap. Again, my entry was bit early, okay? So I should enter to this candle. I entered to that candle just by deceived by the market, okay? So I was thinking this is going to close. It didn't close. It has closed. After this candle has closed above this gap, look at the candles, not even a single body that has closed below this gap. Okay, so it has broken this gap. I hope I'll get the partial over here. I hope, okay? I wish. So far, it's like 27 handle run. I think it's more than enough to mitigate all of my losses. So I had $222 loss. At least I mitigated the losses. That is my good luck. Just not going to close the trade. Would love to see if it can take this partial level and then finally the buy side. So I will go for the partial of above that high, and then we'll try to take a partial this high, above this high here, and then finally close my trade to this buy side liquidity. I wish I'll get my second partial as well. I wish. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but I wish I'll get my second partial as well. Okay, I got the second partial. So gonna close one more. Going to target this high as my third partial, not the 50% because 50% rejection, low rejection, both of them has happened. So now the market target is the high of this last fair value gap. So if it would really would love to go for the high, I'm going to get the partial for sure, right? So yeah, so I have still three contract left. I hope it will keep going higher. I hope so. Otherwise, yeah, I'll get stopped out to the break even. And I believe that my loss will be mitigated at least in this type of difficult market. Loss will be mitigated, I guess. I think so. Okay, I'll see if it after taking this high, if it show any sort of bearishness, bearish gap, I will simply close one more contract. Just randomly, I'll take one more contract after clearing that high. If it shows me any sort of bearishness, I don't want to see that now, to be honest. So yeah, this is what it is. Top of the hour, first run is a fake run. Whatever move it is going to happen, it is going to be a fake run. So if it is a bullish, it has a probability to fall. Top of the hour, it is only valid as a top of the hour. If it is a bearish candle, I'm happy because I'm going to get a fake run at the beginning and then the right run after that. So let's see. This is the 11 a.m. candle, how it is going to react. Good thing is my stop loss is at the break even. I'm not going to get a $500 loss today. That's a good thing. Ah. So if it is a bear candle, I'm really so happy because the first move, first run is the fake run. That's a good thing. Okay. The first candle is a bear candle. It is a good sign. I hope it will keep going higher now. It can come back again to trade this order block, which is the reclaimed order block. It can come back, but still my stop loss is going to cover that fake order block. Okay. This order block has the job to be broken and then to work as a support, a very strong support. This is that type of order block. As long as market is not going to clear the buy side liquidity. For example, it has cleared all of this buy side liquidity, then it come back to this order block. I don't expect this is going to hold the market, send it higher. I'm not going to expect like that way because the liquidity is already gone. After clearing this high, I'll move my one of my contract below this candle. Okay, so when this high is going to be cleared, before the extreme high, the last high, after clear that last high, there could be a first parallel gap selling opportunity. I'm not looking for the sell, so I'm not interested to see that, but it can happen. So that's why I'll move one micro contract to the top, just below the candle, depending on the candle. Okay, the candle size, parallel gap, everything, depending on that. After clearing this line over here, or maybe I can randomly take a partial over here. Yeah, it's better to take a random partial over there. Just take a random partial. Okay. I mean, it's kind of 50 handle, something like that. Yeah, 50 handle. So make it 50 handle. Just make it 50 handle. Today I tried three trade. One trade has given me 39 handle partial break even. Second trade didn't work. It was a 18 handle loss. Remember 18, 1 8, 18 handle loss. And this is the third trade. So far it is providing me 44 handle. You can see exactly over here 44 handle. Is still now if I close it, it's 45 handle, something like that. So I think it was not a bad day. Okay. To be honest, it was not a bad day. Only thing I did wrong here is actually okay. So I got another partial. So gonna close one more and gonna keep one here. Randomly I'm putting it over there. Okay. So if it give me this, good. And then I'll try to hold my trade until here. Otherwise, if it fall after clearing this, I'll just get a stop out. Maybe that is a good job. Yeah, I think that is a good job. Or should I put it below this candle? This is a beautiful order block, by the way. Ah, no. I think I have done a good job today. Higher time frame to lower time frame. The highs you are showing is engineered liquidity. Okay, then I think I will get my boom. Guys, it's the 60 handle, okay? In this low volatile market, this is 60 handle. If I get this one, okay, I got that one. So finally, I'll try to hold my trade until this buy side liquidity. If it go over there, good. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna get a stop out. Simple. That is that final. I already deserved the boom. I already deserved the boom. I don't need to hold the trade until that area. So just because of six handle, if I don't get the boom and if you don't write down the boom, then I'll get really so upset. I prefer to close my trade right now, just to see the boom. You guys are writing. Last fair value gap. If it close above this, nobody should close below the CE of this gap. If it close above this gap, so it still didn't close above this last gap. So if it close above this, nobody should close below the CE of this gap before clearing the buy side liquidity. So this gap is holding this buy side liquidity over here. So as long as it is not broken, this market has a possibility to keep falling and come back again around that area. This is that type of gap. 50% rejection, low rejection, top rejection is also possible. Okay, I got some boom. Thank you so much. I believe we are approaching a 15-minute bearish breaker. So it is going to fall, brother. It should go. I hope it will go. Thank you, Jill Partners. Thanks for writing boom, brother. Trading in the zone. Thanks for writing boom. Hey, Brit, how are you, man? Long time no see. Happy to see your face. How are you, brother? Guys, please don't forget to push the like button, okay? And subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. I tried my level best to read the market in a nice way. Uh, yeah, just one trade didn't work. That trade didn't work. It was an 18 handle loss, unfortunately. But again, just three trade. One was partial break even, one was loss, 18 handle, and the last trade is for 76 handle. I think it was a good day. It was not a bad day, even though the price action is a bit difficult. I deserve the boom. I break out the market in a very nice way. I showed you the PD area as well, like how you can use an old gap as a you can believe it that it's going to work. You can believe it. Okay, you remember that buy? I mistakenly pushed the sell button, so I closed it over here. I should have pushed the buy button, but I actually pushed the sell button here, so that was wrong. But yeah, this is what it is. Pretty good, sir. Good to see you again. Thank you so much, brother. I'm really happy to see you, brother. Yeah, that's the day, and eventually I believe that I'm not ending up with losing trade. So it's $266, unfortunately, as a winning day. I didn't violate any rules. I didn't do anything wrong over here. I just went with the flow. Okay, slowly I just went with the flow and end up with $266. I didn't gamble. I didn't do anything wrong over here. Just simply follow my plan. My plan was it will come to this gap. If you guys remember, it will come to this gap, then it will come to this gap, at least maximum to this gap. I don't need it. I need this market to come here. So after coming here, first I tried to take the sell from this order block. If you guys remember, right? So it didn't take me. If it could take me over here, that could be a beautiful boom from here to here. Boom. It was not a small run, by the way. Nearly 50 handle. I didn't get that trade. So I took the 22 buy model, market structure shift, fair value gap. There is a fair value gap. So took the buy. Low rejection was good. Tried to take that buy, take the partial, and then got stopped out because I was waiting for to build an order block. Unfortunately, the order block didn't been built over there and took me. Tried one more buy from this gap. I was too early, so it took me, and I immediately switched. Trail my stop loss just below the gap and took me for 18 handle and then took re-entry from this gap again by believing the same job here, the same buy from the same gap again here from the same gap. So took this buy and finally got my boom. Again, my real target is this buy side liquidity. I don't need to hold it. You guys can hold it. Okay. If you want, you can hold it. But I prefer to hold the trade until this internal buy side liquidity in this type of disgusting market. This is really disgusting market, guys. So yeah, that's all like over here. I think it was a good day. At least we did it in a nice way. By the way, guys, we have an offer for the Lucid Daily. We have 40% discount for the Lucid Daily. It's a daily payout. Okay. If any of you are interested about this, please make sure you have used the code T2 Wizard. And for Apex, one more time, $49 all in for 50K account. $59 all in for 100K intraday account for Apex trading. Okay. 90% off all standard level. If you don't like 49.59 offer, then 90% off is a good offer. You have to pay $59 activation fees in any account size, any kind of account size. Just make sure you have used the code T2 Wizard, sorry, T2T for Apex. And for the Lucid, daily has 40% discount. It's a daily payout. You don't need to worry about buffer or anything like that. It's a daily payout. So you have to just use the code T2 Wizard to get that 40% discount. I think I'm done for today. If any of you have any question, let me know. Otherwise, I think I'm done. You're killing it, brother. Happy for you. Hey, James, FX Trading V3. Thank you so much, brother, for that comment. Boom for you, brother. Thank you, Suzipan. Did you take any trade? Sharada, boom. Thank you so much, brother. Any of you got trade today? August is a tricky month for trading. Absolutely, brother. And next week is something gonna be disaster. I believe so. Even though the first 3 week, okay, first week, second week, third week of August is pretty good. Okay, it's not bad. Like even the last week, first 3 days was tricky, so much tricky. But still, I believe that first 3 week is really so awesome. But last week of August, man. I have never seen a good price action on the last week of August. Never ever. I have never seen that. So I don't really know how it is going to happen next week, but I hope we'll be safe because as long as we are going to follow the rules, stop after some specific loss, a specific amount of loss, I think we'll be safe. I think we'll be safe. I took 3 loss. After that, I'm unable to trade. That's cool, man. Again, this is called trading. If you can stop, you will never be able to blow your account. If you can stop. If you don't stop, you are going to blow the account for sure. Brother, before you go, please look at 15-minute chart and tell me if the bearish breakup valid is okay. I'll let me see that. Now, Suziman, please don't think that I'm just going to say it is not valid. That means it's not valid. I'm just going to see it depending on my understanding. I don't think so. This is a breaker block, brother. I really don't think this is a breaker block. There is a last gap. It can reverse from there. Even I don't think so. It will be reversed from there as well. It will just simply go through this and target this buy side liquidity. That is my hope. I mean, my understanding. Okay, entry gap is over here. Last gap is over here. Any of this gap will be traded. Then a bit retracement. This bullish gap is gonna be very crucial for the PM session. I think so. This bullish gap is gonna be very crucial for the PM session. That means anytime it will come here, this is gonna be a beautiful buying opportunity for this buy side liquidity. I think so, like that way it is going to work. Uh, Breaker block is something like low, sorry, high, low, higher, high. Okay. So in between, sorry, not like that way. High, low, higher, high. Then the body close below this low, like here it happened. High, low, higher, high. Then the body has closed below this candle. You're seeing it as a breaker block. But my question is, if you look like this way, the breaker block every time high and higher high, there should be something else that should give you the confidence this is a bearish market. Now, first of all, if I saw there was a liquidity, for example, there was a liquidity, I could say, okay, this is a bearish breaker block because it has cleared some sort of buy side liquidity that has been created with this high over here, even though not a good idea, but again, some sort of buy side has been cleared, then it has fallen, engineered the sell side liquidity. Now the market is going to go for that sell side liquidity. I could think like that way, that this breaker block is going to work like that way. But as I see, it didn't leave any short of sell side liquidity, not even a single. Now you'll say, brother, this is a shallow run, unfinished business, right? This clean loss has taken over here with a shallow run. If the shallow run is taken one more time, at least one more time, the liquidity is gone, but it has taken like thousands of the time. This shallow run has taken thousands of the time. I don't believe that there is any liquidity left over here. So nobody should be survive around. I mean, nobody should be in a buy and they should survive around that area because it was taking low. That low is taken here. That low is taken here again. After taking the last time the low, look at the speed toward the buy side resistance zone over here. And of course, this from this new week opening gap. So in my opinion, it can give some sort of reaction. Any of these two gap, which is I'm seeing right now, the entry gap is doing that. Any of this last gap or the entry gap will give some kind of reaction so that market can come here to the bullish PD area. After reaching to this bullish PD area, if it reach over here, it doesn't need to even come over here. If it leave it like as a breakaway gap, that is also acceptable. I don't expect this is going to happen because in that type of scenario, all of we are going to miss the trade. So I prefer this market to come over here. If it doesn't come, and simply go higher to take this buy side liquidity. All I have to wait for this gap to be broken, that gap, and then use it as a support to look for this buy side liquidity by believing it is not coming here. So for the market, if it doesn't respect this two gap and come here, then I will never think this market will come over here before clearing this buy side liquidity. This is how I think the market. Okay. So breaker block is something that will help you to understand that it's a breaker. Market is not allowed to go higher, and it should go lower to take the sell side liquidity. So where is the sell side liquidity? In other opinion, okay. So the way I look for the breaker block, think like this is the buy side liquidity, okay. So let me explain it from 1 minute chart. This is time is fractal, so every single time frame is the same. Think this is the buy side liquidity I'm interested to look for. The buy side liquidity is going to be taken. This is my logic again, guys. Please don't judge me. This is the sell side liquidity from my higher time frame. Okay, this is a sell side liquidity from my higher time frame. This is a 50-minute last fair value gap. Just think like that way. This is a 50-minute last fair value gap. So here. So from 1 minute chart, I have seen that this market has cleared this sell side liquidity. Okay, it came here, cleared this extreme sell side liquidity, trade this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Now I have some sell side liquidity here below the last fair value gap. I don't care as long as this last gap is not broken. This sell side liquidity can be taken. So it has cleared the internal sell side liquidity from my higher time frame, and then it has given me a buying opportunity from here. So market structure shift, fair value gap. After getting this fair value gap, market trade that fair value gap, there is an order block, change in state of delivery. So it was a bearish market because it built the buy side here, then it fall. It is a bearish market. The bearish market has been shifted over there. So market has been shifted, and now it is changing the state of delivery. Confirmation of the market structure shift, order block. Trade the order block, leaves up gap open. That is a breakaway gap. This is a sign that I'm interested to go higher, to go for this buy side liquidity. That's why after trading the word block, I always look for the gap to be open, because if the gap is open, it is a sign I don't have the time to trade that gap or fill that gap because I am in rush to get some buy side liquidity. So it left some sorry some gap over there. Okay, so let me actually mark it and try to share my logic. So this is the market structure shift. After giving the market structure, please don't get bored, brother, and please don't judge me, any of you. This is just my opinion. And here is my order block, something like that. There is the order block. After that, I have some kind of gap. I want to see it as an unfilled gap. It is a sign that I'm extremely bullish toward that buy side liquidity. Okay. So what market has done, it maybe trade this gap, I don't know, or maybe it didn't trade. Anything can happen. All I would love to say, some portion of this gap is open. So think like it has traded this gap, and then it is extremely bullish toward that buy side liquidity. Unfortunately, it didn't clear this buy side liquidity. It come over here, very near to this buy side, old buy side liquidity. Okay. After coming over here, it has started to fall again and close this gap. Now, first try to understand why it has done that. It's an old high or relatively equal highs. So people are going to put a limit order around that zone, because they're believing this is a strong zone as a resistance zone. So they're going to put some limit order over there. Okay. And they're going to target the next support zone, which is below this last fair value gap. Now, it is not bad at all. Of course, it can happen, and market can simply keep falling and take this low as long as this origin low that has cleared the liquidity, built the 22 buy model. Now, buy model, before building the buy model, the extreme low that has cleared the liquidity, this is the origin low of this whole bullish market. Okay, this is the base. This low is the base. So as long as this market is not going to clear this low, in every single bullish PDRA, you are allowed to take it as a reused opportunity. So allowed, you will be able to use it. You will be able to reuse the PDRs. For example, this old gap. Now, entry gap, I really don't prefer to use re-entry as a re-entry opportunity. I prefer the breakaway gap to use it as a. So think like this is the entry gap. This is the entry gap to the 22 buy model, and this is the breakaway gap, just for the sake of the best case of scenario. Okay, so this is the breakaway gap of the 22 buy model. So I prefer to use the breakaway gap and always wait for the confirmation. That means order block to take re-entry from this breaker block. As long as this low is not taken, every single bullish period is important. It can simply retest this order block, retest the order block, and keep going higher for this buy side liquidity, because the extreme liquidity is not taken and people are believing that it is going to work as a resistance. Now, why this fall is going to happen? Because some people don't believe it is going to fall. So they wait for the breakout. Resistance broken, turned into support. Take the buy from the support. Resistance is going to turn into support. So I prefer sorry, they don't believe it to take the sell from here, but when they see, wow, it is falling. It's not only the retail trader, but also the ICT traders. They start to chase the market because it is respecting the bearish period. They start to chase the market. This is the logic behind this fall without clearing the buy side liquidity, the extreme buy side liquidity. Without clearing the extreme buy side liquidity, this is the logic to fall. That's why I keep saying never ever target the extreme buy side liquidity. Whatever extreme buy side liquidity you have on the market, don't ever target that liquidity because it has a high probability to fall from there just to build a illusion from for the retail people. Okay, now let's come for the breaker block. What is the logic of this breaker block? So this market didn't clear the buy side liquidity. Okay, so it didn't clear the buy side liquidity. Instead of that, it came and closed this gap. What is this gap? This was the gap that gave me the confidence this market is going to go and clear this buy side liquidity. It doesn't have the time to, to close this gap or to trade this gap 100%. It doesn't have the time. But now market is relaxed. I am not in rush to go for this buy side liquidity. Okay, so I'm here to close this gap because that is an unfinished business. Market didn't, when you are painting, right? Painting, sometimes some place is not going to be filled by your color. So what you are going to do, you are going to come back up like this way, right? To paint the wall perfectly. So it came here from there to close this gap, retest this order block, or to trade this breakaway gap. So if it fall from there, it has two opportunity. Either it will retest the order block, then will go higher and go for this buy side liquidity, or it will come to this breakaway gap and then go for this buy side liquidity. Now, how do I know that? From where it is exactly going for this buy side liquidity. This is the best area to find out the breaker block. So it will go higher. It will start to go higher. So you will start to think that, oh, okay, so this order block is going to be retested, then it will fall again. Why? Early buyers are going to get stopped out here. Early buyers, okay, whoever is going to think that I'm going to take the buy and market is going for this buy side liquidity, early buyers are going to get stopped out over here, and then it closed here. Another market structure shift, but here the logic is breaker block. Like in between two lower low, the highest up close body close candle is going to be your breaker block that is going to hold the market for sending the market for this buy side liquidity. So you will know that whenever the breaker block is going to be created either from this breakaway gap or from this, sorry, from this order block, any of this area, you are going to get the breaker block that is going to transfer the bullish pdra as a breaker. It's done. Okay, all the bullish pdra, you are not allowed to trade them anymore. So that's why I keep saying I have never seen this bullish break, I mean the breaker block failed. Okay, didn't work. I've never seen. Like there is a lot other I mean, how to say that? There is a lot other things after the breaker block create. Like you're my what's I mean the members. So you have already watched the membership video where I talked about the breaker block, order block, called fair value gap, all of these things, right? You have already know that. So this is the logic where I look for the breaker block because this market has a job to finish here. It has fallen to finish some job. So this is all about finishing job. Which one need to be finished at first? That is the most important part of the breaker block. Again, this is just my theory. I love to use this theory. Without the theory, everywhere I'll get the breaker block. For example, like here, low, high, lower, low. So this is the breaker block. Okay, so when the market has fallen, the breaker block has been broken. This is the breaker block, like high, low, higher, high. The breaker block is over here. It has been broken. Like here, high, low, higher, high. Lowest down close body close candle is the breaker block. So when this candle closed, it tapped to this breaker block and it should keep falling. Like just randomly I'm showing you. Okay, just randomly I'm showing you here. So in this market I'll get like 1000 breaker block if I just keep looking for high low and higher high, low high and lower low. But I have to have something in this market. For example, let me show you from the 15-minute chart. Okay, so let's start from here. Okay, that is the best area. Look over here. So the from 15-minute chart, this low and that low relatively equal lows, right? This is the relatively equal lows that has been cleared over here, and it has traded maybe some fair value gap over here. Okay, so this candle high, I don't know you can see it or not. Like this candle, where was that? Here, let me mark that from the 15-minute chart. I'm trying to show you something. Okay, So, oh, okay, not that one. Actually, this one. Just for the sake of this conversation, it's a random example. I even don't know if there is any kind of breaker block or not. However, look, this relatively equal loss that has been cleared over here. Okay, shit. It's the sell side liquidity that has been cleared. So relatively equal loss around that area that has been closed. Now I'm watching on my left hand side. Do I have any buy side liquidity? Now I can see I have this buy side liquidity around that area. Okay, so let me mark this buy side liquidity around that area. This is the buy side liquidity. After market come here, this is the market structure shift. Let me mark that market structure shift over here. Again, it's not a perfect example. I'm just randomly picked this area. And here is the entry gap. Here is the entry gap. Here is the breakaway gap. I'm just not going to mark the breakaway gap. Lowest down close body close candle is your order block. So I'm gonna mark this order block, gonna mark it as an order block here. Okay. After building the order block, all I need to look for the gap that should be unfilled by the next 4 to 5 candle. I wanna see this gap to be unfilled. Okay, around that area. I wanna see this gap to be unfilled by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 candle and leave this area like this way. Take the swing high over here. After that, when this candle has closed this gap 100% around that area. Now, again, it doesn't need to trade the water block. It doesn't need to trade this one. Nothing. This gap has been closed. I'll start to look for low, high, lower low. The highest up close body close candle is going to be my breaker block. I'm gonna extend it to my right. I don't think so. Price ever come here. Actually, no, it never come back again around that area, unfortunately. But like if it build the breaker block around that area, then I'm gonna use it as long as the buy side liquidity is not going to be taken. Okay, so here, uh, I wish I could give you a perfect example, but I have to now look for every single area to look for the breaker block, which is nearly impossible for me. So this is the reason I'm not watching this as a breaker block. What I see over here, all I see here, this is a bullish market. I have the buy side here. I have the buy side here. So market is targeting those buy side liquidity. Okay. So market fall here, cleared the sell side liquidity. All of this sell side liquidity has been cleared. Trade that hourly bullish gap 50% around that area. Then move this area, like leave this area so strongly and build up obvious, I mean, beautiful buy side here, right? After building the buy side liquidity, market fall again. Clear the internal liquidity. What should it do? It should simply go for this buy side liquidity. Any sort of bearish period around that area, they are only allowed to give me the reaction, not the reversal. So, for example, I had sell side here. Okay, it's not cleared. So there is a beautiful sell side liquidity, some kind of sell side liquid. Okay, so this is something like beautiful sell side liquidity around that area. As I have this sell side liquidity, I will start to look for the bearish period. What type of bearish period? Market has cleared the buy side liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, entry gap, breakaway gap. It is going to trade over there. It is going to fall to clear the sell side liquidity, trade the last period, then it will target the buy side liquidity over here. So every single bearish period is going to be very important to me. But as I don't have that, I don't have any sort of sell side liquidity. The bearish period are not important at all to me. They're only important to give me the reaction. What type of reaction? For example, now I'm not going to include the breaker block, okay? So because that is I'm not seeing as a breaker block. Think like this is a last fair value gap and this is the entry gap. This is the two gap. They are important. In my opinion, this is the only two gap. They're really important. All other gap are just bullshit. Now there is all other explanation about other gaps as well. I'm not going to go for that. But just these two gap, they have a job to do. What type of job? Send the market lower. How far? Until the low that has cleared the liquidity and the high that has cleared the swing high. The dealing range high and the low go for the 6 on 8 level, 50% 6 on 8 level. It has the job to send the market to trade the equilibrium before going higher to go for the buy side liquidity. So any of this gap, whenever it will come over here, I'll start to look for some sort of reaction from there. It doesn't need to do that because I don't have the sell side liquidity. It doesn't need to give me the reaction, but I prefer to get a reaction over there. What does it mean? I'm gonna get an opportunity, buying opportunity from there for the buy side liquidity. If it doesn't do that, That means I'm gonna miss the trade. I'm not allowed to take the trade because market just didn't give me the didn't fall for the equilibrium or the discount. Instead of that, it just keep going higher. We let this type of market to go, or this type of fall, we let them go. We don't touch them. But if it fall, which is very logical, from any of these two gap, more importantly from the last gap, if you are extremely bullish, then always prefer the last gap to do the business, not the entry gap. But however, like sometimes entry gap is also going to do the business. Send the market here to the 50%. Now, why 50% is important? I have the only bullish period around that area, like some sort of bullish period around that area. So if it come over here, and after coming around to that area, I'm again extremely bullish as long as this low is not going to be taken. This is the origin low that has cleared the liquidity, gave me the market structure shift here. See, this market structure swing high has been shifted, entry gap, breakaway gap. So another 22 buy model after clearing the buy side liquidity, trading the new week opening gap, market structure shift, reaction from the bearish PDRA, sending the market to the bullish PDRA, send the market for the area you were expecting. It is going to go and take the liquidity. So that's all here. It come here. Maybe I found a market structure shift, fair value gap. I'm interested to take a sell from there. How long? Until this 50%. More importantly, to this bullish period. If it make any sense to you. Unfortunately, I don't have any 22 buy model. Otherwise, I could show you how you are going to use the breaker block to this buy model. Unfortunately, I don't have any 22 buy model. All of you know that, right? I didn't have the buy model. I had only the gap reclaimed. Where is that gap? That this reclaimed gap, this candle high, this candle low. I just used this gap to take this buy, but I don't have any 22 buy model, unfortunately. Now I talk too much, guys. So I only want your opinion. Thank you. Okay. Sujivan, I tried. I didn't actually explain this to you. I was explaining. So some of, if any of you are interested about the logic, maybe they'll get some benefit from here. So yeah, please don't mind any of you. Okay, I talk too much. I'm watching. Go on. Thank you so much, Sujivan. I have always valued your opinions, brother. Is good information. Hey, Brit. Thank you so much, man. Jamie, boom for the good class. I appreciate it, brother. Dio, yo, brother, how was your day? End up with $266. Not a good day, not a bad day. I will say break even. So yeah, end up with $266, brother. It's August. This is normal price action. Absolutely, brother. In August, this is very normal price action. I got it, brother. Thank you for taking the time to explain. I always appreciate that. If you are interested to learn, I prefer to share my knowledge. I'm interested to learn. You should share your knowledge. This is how we are growing, right? When I'm sharing the knowledge, I'm learning a new things. I'm learning my flaws. So I think this is the good way to learn from each other. So yeah, that's all, brother. Thank you so much, guys, for being over here. And please, before closing the stream, make sure you have pushed the like button. Okay, so please push the like button and then be happy until tomorrow. Oh, by the way, just I close just before I close. So even have you checked the last Friday, last hour, that the thing I told you, like midnight open. It's not going to happen all the time, but if the market is very away from the midnight open, watch the last hour. How many times it target the midnight open? It doesn't need to go to the midnight open, but the run it will give you, it is more than enough for being profitable. It's more than enough. All you have to do, you have to wait to see if there is a setup, there is a model to take the entry. If you have something, okay, so just study that. I hope you'll get something. It doesn't mean that every single Friday you are going to get that, but yeah, you will get like plenty of the times that opportunity. The Friday last hour. Yes, I did, brother. I posted on Discord. That's cool, man. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being over here. See you tomorrow. Until then, cheers. And be happy. Don't rush. Stop losing. It's time to win some money. Bye bye.